Hey guys, thanks for checking out another video. Today we're going to be headed over to Masterpool over in Bellingham, Washington. Masterpool is a recovery-focused company that was founded in 1996. These guys have been around for a while. These guys are no strangers to making high-quality American-made recovery gear that uses some of the best materials available in the industry. Because they've been around for many years, their knowledge and attention to detail is very hard to beat. Masterpool's products include synthetic winch lines, winch extensions, tree savers, recovery ropes, fairleads, as well as recovery bags. Their applications offer solutions for many different industries, including off-road, ATV, UTV, industrial, as well as tow truck and record products. They've also been known to make marine products as well. Upon my arrival to Masterpool, Victor and Lyle let me shoot some juicy B-roll footage around their shop so that I could show you guys a little behind the scenes of what these guys do day in and day out. Masterpool typically operates as a direct-to-consumer business where most of their activity is via their website. Customers can order all their products directly from their website and offer international shipping options as well. Here you can see Lyle splicing some of their kinetic recovery rope product. It's always nice to watch someone who truly knows their craft and is confident in the overall process. It was so awesome to see how this kinetic rope is cut and spliced in preparation for their customers. It was truly an honor to watch this process. Today, Masterpool will be helping me replace my worn-out synthetic winch line that originally came with my Smitty-built 10,000-pound winch. Masterpool will be installing their top-of-the-line Superline XD ultralight winch line that should be a nice upgrade for my current Smitty-built winch. What do you guys say we get started? Take it away, Victor.
Hey guys, it's Victor at Masterpool. Like Harley said, we're going to be installing a winch line today on his fine Colorado. We have a Superline XD winch line here. This is our top of the line winch line, has a braided cover, has a heat set core. We can get some more of these details later on as we're going through the winch install, but we're going to show you guys how to properly get this line on your winch and get ready for some off-road recoveries. Today we're going to be installing our Superline XD ultralight winch line, which is our top of the line winch line here at Masterpool, and it's our top of the line for a couple of reasons. First off is that over the entire line it has a Dyneema braided cover, and that protects the line from UV damage, abrasion. It keeps sand and grit from getting into the fibers of the rope, so basically just makes it, extremely durable line. Another key feature of the Superline XD is that at its core, it has a heat set Dyneema rope, which gives it a lot higher braking strength than your normal SK75 Dyneema rope. So in combination with that braided cover over the line, you have a really strong and really durable winch line. Another feature of this line is our winch puck. What that is just a little plastic, ABS plastic piece that sits in the eye and slides back when the line's in use. What that allows you to do is use a fully synthetic rigging setup if you're using soft shackles, so you don't have any steel shackles or hooks in your rigging while you're winching. And it just makes things just lightweight and clean, and eliminates just unnecessary hardware in your rigging setup. So this is our winch puck, which we developed to be an alternative to a hook or some other options that you'd put on a winch line out there.
Like what's on my truck now.
Like here, yeah, like a shackle mount. What's a little bit different about this one is that instead of this being a load-bearing piece, this is actually just meant to keep your line flush on the fairlead. And when the line's actually in use while you're winching, you'll slide that back and you'll attach your rigging straight into the eye here, whether you have a soft shackle or a steel shackle, or even a hook from something else if you needed to do that. What that allows you to do is have a fully synthetic rigging setup here, because as you can see, we just have a soft eye in the winch line connected to a soft shackle, and you could just hook that straight up to a tree saver or an extension or what have you. So one thing that's nice with our winch puck is that it is removable very easily. It just has a pin here, and you just pop that guy out. So it is compatible with other hooks on the market, and such as a Factor 55 Ultra hook. You could easily use that with this if that's something that you're wanting to use with the line. With the winch line install today, we're also going to be installing one of our aluminum housed fairleads. We design our fairleads with a slightly wider or taller opening in the center to accommodate the larger splice of our soft eyes. That way, when you go to winch the line all the way in, you can fit it through the fairlead easily without it getting stuck. That's it. All right, so we got the old winch line and fairlead off. And I just wanted to point out a really important part when installing a synthetic winch line is to make sure that the opening inside your bumper is big enough to not contact the winch line when the fairlead is on there. Essentially, when you have that fairlead on front of the bumper, you don't want the winch plate to come into the opening of the fairlead at all, because the synthetic rope could potentially contact the line. I can kind of demonstrate it here with this winch plate. If I set that up against the fairlead, you can see if it's too close up to the opening and a winch line is coming off the winch, it's going to rub on this sharp edge on the steel and damage the winch line and most likely cut it. So you want to make sure that that opening for your winch mount is open enough, and we've provided a guide on the back of the fairlead here where you can see basically you want the opening of your winch plate to be outside this guide, ideally, so that when you're running your winch line, you're not going to be coming into contact with the rope there.
So just for reference, guys, he's just mentioning that this is a license plate holder, but he's just
using this as a reference point.
Yeah, he's using this as a reference, as this would be like the winch opening, and he's just giving you a visual reference on the rubbing aspect.
So we have the old line off, we're ready to put the new line on. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and uncoil the line. The Superline XD is a bit more stiff than your typical winch line, so this is pretty important to just go through and lay it out on the floor. It will loosen up over time as you use it, but when it's brand new, it's a pretty stiff line. So we like just to uncoil it out in your shop or driveway, and you can go back and forth if you're running out of room. But you're basically just trying to prevent it from just getting into like a little bit of a knot. Yeah, if you could not show us messing with this. So once you got the winch line uncoiled, you can see at the end of the line, we have a loop that installs onto the winch drum, which is compatible with just about any type of winch, off-road winch you'll see out there. We also have a provided hardware kit. A lot of winches have, different bolts or different pieces that are going onto the winch. For this particular Superline XD, we're just going to use one of these button head Allens and this small washer, and that's going to install with this loop up against the side of the winch drum. Once you have the line unspooled, you'll notice that the last 14 feet of the winch line is orange. What this is actually another high heat resistant fiber braided on the end of the winch line, which protects it from potential drum heat, also protects the line from abrasion on the drum, and signifies when you're getting to the end of the winch line and when you should think about stopping spooling out, because you want to leave a good 10 to 12 wraps on the drum of the winch at all times.
So right now we're just trying to get the end of that winch line underneath the washer of this bolt on the side of the winch itself.
Okay, and then you basically get that caught on there and spin around like that.
Let's see if I can show that to you guys.
Now we're going to want to tighten it on.
Okay, go ahead.
So now we're going to install the winch puck. All you need to do, it's best if you hold it upside down, you slide the puck on, and then the pull strap is Just goes in right there. You line that up and slide the pin in. Turn that around. There's a small hole in the pin. Just put that cotter pin in. You're good to go.
Nice.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull or spool the line onto the winch under tension. And there's a couple ways of doing this. The way we're gonna do it today is we have my Jeep over here with our volunteer Lyle, who's inside the vehicle. We're just gonna leave that Jeep in neutral and winch it in. And that's just gonna put some tension on the line so that it's spooled onto the drum nice and tightly and prevents dive in and keeps the line on there nice and tight.
Okay, so now we're going to start the process of tensioning the winch. All right.
Cool.
We're ready.
Make sure Lyle's good to go. Lyle's good. Cool. So I'm gonna start getting a couple of wraps on here. You don't want to start it right from the bolt. Okay. Now I got tension. And we're just gonna start winching it in. And as you can see here, I'm guiding the line back and forth with my hand. This isn't, you know, a super full pull on the winch. So there isn't, you know, a whole lot of tension on there. It's just enough so that it's more than you could get with just your hand. So as you can see while I'm winching in here, I'm just nudging the line, getting it to line up correctly. And just making sure you're in a safe space where you're not gonna hurt your hand. Just to back it off. Now that we're within about 10-15 feet, you're good enough just to start spooling the rest by hand. So just make sure every vehicle is stopped, e-brake on. You can unhook it here from the vehicle that you're pulling. And then we can go ahead and start to finish this off by hand. So on the ultralight here, we just have like a pull strap there on the winch puck that you can hold on to keep yourself from getting your fingers pinched in. But I'm gonna grab onto that once I get to the last few feet. Now that we're the last 5 feet of the line, what you want to do is stop and make sure you grab onto the pull strap so that you don't pinch your fingers in the winch or the fairlead at all. So I'll get a good grab on that and we'll go ahead and get this last few feet of the line onto the winch. Just give it a few bumps, get it down in there. And you don't need it super tight on the fairlead, it is just a plastic puck. It's not going to rattle around if it's a teeny bit loose, so just make it snug enough to not rattle and you're good. So that's a wrap on the winch line install. The Superline XD doesn't require a lot of maintenance. It doesn't get dirt and grit in the fibers like a normal winch line would, but it still doesn't hurt to unspool the line off every once in a while and give it a hose down. If it is really dirty, you could always coil the line up and put it in a bucket with some mild soap and kind of agitate the line to get some dirt off of it. And when you do use the winch and get back home, it's always a good idea to unspool the whole line and re-tension it on the winch so it's ready to go for next time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Victor, for allowing us to come down here and film the install video. I'll list all the products down below in the description. If you guys have any questions, just post your questions down below in the comment section. I'll be sure and answer them. Appreciate Masterpool allowing us to come down here and film this, and hopefully you guys found this helpful. Thanks a lot for checking out the video.